Just before we get into anything, I need you to meet someone. Her name is Lily. For 25 years, she's been called weak, fragile, too sensitive, annoying, and even weird. But because she cries often, she could be angry, sad, frustrated, happy, overthinking at 2 a.m., doesn't matter. Tears find her. And because no one ever explained why, Lily started asking the questions I'm sure you've asked yourself at some point too. What is actually wrong with me? Do I just have a huge tear reservoir that never runs dry? In this video, you'll finally find out what is actually happening in the brain and body of a person who cries easily. Hey, I'm Gary. And since I believe in good manners, welcome to Psychology with Gary. Think of me as your older brother who actually studied psychology, or just a friend who finds this stuff fascinating and can't stop talking about it. I break down how your mind works, why you do what you do, feel what you feel, and how to make peace with all of it. If that sounds like something you like, hit subscribe. And no, I don't bite. To begin with, we need to kill a myth. Crying is not a female thing. It is not weakness. Every single human being is physically built to cry. Just like you, me, and everybody, we all have our lacrimal system, our tear production system, and it came non-negotiable. An interesting fact to know too is that there are actually 3 types of tears. Basal tears, which keep your eyes moist and healthy, you don't even feel those. Reflex tears, which fire up when something irritates your eyes, like smoke or onions. And emotional tears, the ones we're here about today. What's wild is that emotional tears contain different stress hormones than the other 2 types. Your body is literally flushing stress chemicals out through your eyes. Crying is your body cleaning house. And just so we're clear, even history's most composed figures cried. Abraham Lincoln wept publicly. Winston Churchill cried in front of his own cabinet. And if you've ever opened a Bible, one of its shortest verses is just, Jesus wept. No explanation. Just that. So if crying has ever made you feel small, you're in remarkable company. So crying is universal. But why do some people cry so much more than others? It's not one thing, it's 4 things working together. Number 1, nervous system sensitivity. Think of your nervous system like a radio. Most people's radios pick up a signal and play it at a normal volume. But some people's radios are wired to pick up the same signal at full volume every time. More input, more intensity, faster response. If you're wired this way, your emotional reactions, including tears, are going to come quicker and hit harder. That's not a flaw. It's just how your dial is set. Number 2, emotional processing speed. People who cry easily tend to feel and process emotions faster than most. Where someone else might take hours to figure out what they're feeling, you're feeling it in full and your body is responding in real time. Tears are the physical release of that processing. Fast processing is actually a form of emotional intelligence, not a sign that something is broken. Number 3, empathy. Research consistently shows that people who cry easily score higher on empathy measures. When you see someone in pain, your brain isn't just watching, it's registering a version of that pain for itself. When someone wins something after years of work, your brain catches that joy. You're not just observing other people's emotions. You're living a version of them alongside the person. That's connection, not weakness. Number 4, cortisol buildup. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When it accumulates over time, pressure, overthinking, exhaustion, your emotional threshold drops. Things that wouldn't normally affect you suddenly do. This is why you can go weeks feeling fine, and then one tiny thing tips you over. You're not crying about that one thing. You're releasing weeks of built-up pressure that finally found an exit. Still, beyond these 4 things, there's something you need to know that happens in your brain, and I promise I won't lose you. You see, there's a part of your brain called the amygdala. Now, first time hearing that word, you might think it's some complicated scientific thing that doesn't apply to you. It's not. Think of the amygdala as your brain's alarm system. It scans everything happening around you, decides what matters emotionally, and fires off a response. In people who cry easily, this alarm system is more sensitive. It picks up emotional signals faster, processes them at a higher intensity, and triggers the body's response, including tears, more quickly. Now there's also the prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your brain. Think of this one as the manager that's supposed to walk into the room, review the alarm, and decide if the response is necessary. In most situations it does its job. But when someone is highly sensitive or under a lot of stress, the alarm fires faster than the manager can get there. By the time logic arrives, the tears are already happening. That's not weakness. That's just one department moving faster than the other. One more thing. When you cry and feel that strange calm afterward, that's your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's recovery mode, switching on. Crying literally brings you back down. It's a built-in reset button. But there's good news. Did you know people who cry easily tend to form deeper connections, process their emotional world more richly, and pick up on things others miss entirely? The science of emotional intelligence, studied by researchers like Brené Brown and Paul Ekman, consistently points to emotional openness as a marker of psychological depth, not fragility. The people most likely to struggle long-term are those who never allow themselves to feel at all. Your capacity to cry isn't the problem. In many ways, it's the protection. And because I never want to leave you hanging, here are 3 things that genuinely help. First, stop fighting it in the moment. When you feel tears coming and you immediately tense up or shame yourself for it, you create a loop that makes it worse. Just acknowledge it internally. I feel this. I'm not going to war with it right now. That one shift takes more edge off than you'd expect. Second, check your baseline stress. If you're crying more than usual, that's information. Not proof that you're falling apart, information. Something in your life might need to change. More rest, more breathing room, less pressure. Your body is flagging something worth paying attention to. Third, stop apologizing for it. You've probably said sorry for crying more times than you can count. There's a time and place for managing the expression of your emotions, yes. But the underlying fact that you feel things deeply? That is not something you owe anyone an apology for. This brings us back to Lily. 25 years of being told she was too much, too sensitive, too emotional. And the whole time, her nervous system was just more tuned in than most. Her empathy was running higher. Her emotional processing was faster. Nothing was wrong with her. And nothing is wrong with you. So the next time someone calls you too sensitive, look them in the eye and say, I'm not too sensitive. You're just numb. And then carry on. If this video gave you something, share it. Because I guarantee you know at least one person who has spent way too long feeling like Lily. Send it to them. Let them know there's a reason. Subscribe if you want more of this. Drop a comment below. Did you see yourself in Lily? Have you always been someone who cries easily? I genuinely read every single one. As always, I'm Gary. Take care of yourselves.